is very quiet. It is very quiet on the Eagles front. Howie Roseman has been very, very quiet. And let me tell you this. When the Eagles are this quiet, when Howie Roseman is this quiet, I expect something big behind the scenes.
Kick the red, double move on the red.
Yo everybody, how you doing? King Ding back here. And what a quiet 2 days it's been for the Eagles. And I mean, I don't ever remember it this quiet. I mean, it's like one of those things where you gotta feel it's like the quiet before the storm. Something big has to be brewing. I feel it. I feel it. Now, the Eagles have been quiet the last 2 days. You know, we had the initial start to tampering where they get Malik Jackson, they trade for Deshaun, they fix Peter's contract, sign him for a year. It's been quiet ever since. It's been, I mean, even in rumors, in discussions of players who are in contact with other teams, nothing with the Eagles. Nothing. And when it's that quiet, then I think the Eagles are pursuing something specific. They know what they're doing. And I expect something big to happen. I really do. I expect a big move. Now, it could change as I put this video up. 20 minutes after this video goes up, it could change at any time. And that's the way it goes. And if it does, I'll be back. But, I mean, I'm very curious to know what the Eagles are doing. Because I think a lot of times we look at all these players and we put out all these names. And then the Eagles get somebody you didn't even think was available for a trade. I mean, I always think of the Jay Ajayi trade. Nobody even knew that they were going to trade Ajayi. I never even knew it was an option. I just got up that morning and boom, the Eagles traded for Jay Ajayi. And I think we're looking at something like that happening again. Now, I was disappointed when Tevin Coleman signed with the San Francisco 49ers. And I got to tell you, that was the team I was worried about all day. Because here's the thing. They were in on Bell at the last minute. I think they were the last minute team from what I was reading. And Tevin Coleman used to play with Shanahan. Shanahan was the offensive coordinator of the Falcons. And I'm sure that helped and had a big part into why Tevin Coleman wanted to go there. Now, the thing that upsets me about the Tevin Coleman signing is he only signed for 2 years, $10 million. So $5 million a year. That should have been right in the Eagles' price range for him. I mean, because what they were saying was he may get 7.5. The Eagles think that's too high. But $5 million, I mean, I thought the Eagles would be able to match it. And maybe they offered something better and he just wanted to be with Shanahan. I don't know. I have a feeling he probably wants to go there a few years, establish himself, and then get another big contract. Who knows? But we lose out on Coleman. And now, as many of you guys know, we have a huge gap. A huge gap at running back. And what are the options? When I look at the people who are available, TJ Yeldon, you can always bring Ajayi back, Blunt, whoever else is out there in terms of free agents. None of them excite me. None of them make me go, oh yes, we are a lot better now with those guys. I can't think that about anybody. Personally, when it comes to Jay Ajayi, because I see a lot of Eagle fans keep saying, well, Jay Ajayi. I don't want Jay Ajayi back. Okay, not unless he was like the third or fourth string running back. And here's my issue with Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi has, in one knee, he has bone on bone. Okay, there's no cartilage in that knee. It's painful and it's hard to run. It's hard to do a lot of things on bone in your left knee or right knee. I don't know which knee it is. But what I'm saying is he has bone on bone in that knee. In his good knee, he tore his ACL. So he has bone on one knee, and then he's coming back from a torn ACL in the other. Do you really think he's going to have burst, explosiveness, any of that? At least it's going to take him a full year. We've seen this with Carson. We see this with most players, unless you're Adrian Peterson. Then you come back from it. But I don't think Ajayi can come back from that kind of injury next year. If you want to put him as like a third or fourth string running back, maybe he gets 5 6, 7 carries a game and then work him in, okay. But as a guy that is going to be my lead rusher, I can't have bone on bone one knee and a torn ACL in the other. I can't do it. I don't think he's worth it. LeGarrette Blount, yeah, look, LeGarrette Blount is serviceable. We know what he brings. He's older. I still think he could play. But I got to tell you, I think that when you look at the free agent running backs, I probably would not mind if the Eagles stay clear of all of them. Stay clear of all of them and focus on 2 things. 1, a trade, and 2, the draft. Now, there's a couple guys that they could trade for. We all know about Jordan Howard. And I think at this point, if you could get Jordan Howard for like a 4th round pick, do it. Do it. You're only really probably going to get him 1 year because he's going to hit the free agent market. But I would bring him in for 1 year and then draft in the 1st or 2nd round a running back. The key to the running back situation for the Eagles is you have to draft a guy. You need a franchise running back. Franchise running backs that come out of the draft tend to be able to adjust to the NFL quicker and easier than other positions. So if you had, let's say you trade for Jordan Howard, a 4th round pick, and you, let's say, draft, I don't know, you draft Joshua Jacobs, okay? He should be able to play and contribute and probably carry a lot of the load by the end of the year and be fine. And at least you have a young guy. Now, for those who are interested in what running backs are out there, there's a guy I've been watching a lot lately, and I'm just starting to look at the running backs, and I've looked at Joshua Jacobs a lot, and I like him a lot, and I'm also looking at this kid, Darrell Henderson of Memphis. Take a look at this kid and tell me what you think. I'll put the link in the description to his highlights. This kid is explosive. He may be the most explosive running back, and I think that this kid could fit the Eagles system really well. If you get a Jordan Howard and draft a guy like him, I think you're okay. But take a look at him. Now, he's really the only other running back besides Jacobs I've really looked at, and I'm going to be looking at all of them. So I'll keep you up to date on who I like, who I don't like. In terms of trades, we have Jordan Howard. I think Jordan Howard, he's a one-dimensional running back. He's a downhill running back, though. He's going to go north and south, and he'll get you tough yards, and I think he'd be very serviceable. Nagy runs a lot of the same stuff we do, but I don't think Nagy feels like he really fits that system, so I don't know how much he would fit our system, but for 1 year, to just get through this year, I think he's fine. I think that would be great. The other guy, and the Eagles have been connected with, is Duke Johnson of Cleveland. He's a smaller back. He's more of a guy that can do everything. He's fast. He can run. He can catch. And I think he would be very serviceable. But a guy like that, you still need another running back. I'm okay with. At this point, I'm okay with Duke Johnson. I'm not thrilled and excited, but I think he can do his part. And Howard, I would be very happy with Howard, actually. Now, what other running backs could be out there? Because I know the one thing with the Eagles is, like I said, they trade the guy you didn't know was on the block. You didn't think that was on the block. We hear all the names on the block. They go somewhere else. And I got a feeling that's what's kind of going on with this team. I think they got something nobody's thinking of right now, and it's taking a while to get done. It's tough negotiation. It's a big move. That's what I think. So let's throw some names out there. What other running backs could be available in a trade? I don't know. I mean, is Leonard Fournette really being shopped around? Because that could be a guy that could come in for a few years and play. Now, there's rumors about, him and his desire to play, and him being all in, and there's problems with that. That may keep the Eagles away from him. Who else? Derrick Henry, somebody like that. There's got to be somebody on a team that is sitting there that we're not thinking of that the Eagles are looking at. I believe that. This running back situation, in my opinion, is the biggest hole for the Eagles, okay? Now, we have other things going on. Ronald Darby is visiting Kansas City tonight, so he may sign. What else? We still need a linebacker. We still need a linebacker. I like the kid that Washington cut, Zach Brown. If they could bring him in, I think that would be great. But when it comes to linebacker, I'm not so concerned with linebacker. The way the Eagles use a linebacker, they like to use a lot of two linebackers. And I think that they'll be okay. They'll be able to find a guy. My biggest concern is the running game. It's the running game. And the reason is because if you have a legitimate running game, if you have a legitimate dual threat at running back, you really put the fear in defenses, because now you have all Deshaun, who's going to stretch the field. You have what you get in Alshon and in Ertz and even in Aguilar, who they guaranteed his contract at $9 million, which I think they're paying him way too much. I don't mind that they brought him back. I just thought they should have fixed his contract. The Eagles are about $15 million right now, I believe, under the cap. They haven't done anything. It's been quiet. It's been deathly quiet. What the hell is going on? I'm telling you, something's up, and I think it's in the running back position. We'll see, but I'm expecting something big. I am. I think this is the quiet before the big boom. Dingbat. So what do you think? Let me know in the description. And hey, we're going to see where this goes, and I may see you guys later today. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.